Good Tuesday evening, February 4th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. $58,000 has been awarded to Grant County nonprofits through the Pay It Forward Fund. We'll have more on that coming up. A Waterville man is accused of leading state troopers on a chase throughout North Wenatchee last weekend. Snow is possible overnight and once again on Wednesday. Your full weather forecast is straight ahead. A plastic storm drain running beneath railroad tracks was the fuel for a fire Monday that blackened the Wenatchee skies. Wenatchee Valley Fire Chief Brian Brett said today that it appears a warming fire started by someone who had taken shelter in the railroad culvert may have ignited the pipe. The fire was first noticed about 2:50 p.m. in the 1900 block of North Wenatchee Avenue under the tracks that run parallel to the Apple Capitol Loop Trail. Brett says once the fire was extinguished, his department used a city fiber optic camera to examine the culvert. They found no sign anyone was injured or lost their life in the fire, but there was evidence of habitation. No nearby structures were damaged. The precise cause of the fire remains under review. Local fruit company Stemilt Growers adjusted its operations on Monday as workers participated in the nationwide Day Without Immigrants strike. To participate in the strike, immigrants and supporters refrained from work, shopping, and school to highlight the impact that immigrants have on the economy. Stemilt's marketing director, Brianna Shales, told our media partner, the Wenatchee World, that although operations were limited the day of the strike, repacking lines and shipping all remained operational. If you love books and flowers, then your dream store is opening this week. Fable is a new book and flower shop set to open its doors this Friday at 115 South Wenatchee Avenue. Fable is owned and operated by Morgan and Kyle Mott and will feature a wide variety of books and products for local customers. NCWLIFE News spoke with Morgan to get all the details.
The idea for this business was actually first my friend's, and we started this journey together, and unfortunately she couldn't continue on the journey with me, but my husband and I, when we evaluated whether we wanted to continue with opening a book and flower shop, we thought that a new bookstore was something that this community could really benefit from. So we pursued it, and a few months later we've got Fable here and we're excited to open. A fable is a story that teaches you a life lesson, and there are usually animals involved. I'm an animal lover, and we wanted something that was whimsical and literary, but also kind of pointed towards nature a little bit, and we thought Fable was the perfect fit for it. Fable will offer books with a multitude of genres. We have fiction, nonfiction. We have a large children's section, which you can see behind me. We will have poetry, we have cookbooks, we have a banned book section, which I think will be really interesting for people. We will offer flower arrangements to go and grab and go arrangements. We have a lot of retail options because I feel like sometimes when you're purchasing a book for someone, you want something to go along with it. So we have candles, bath salts, all sorts of cool things, and I can't wait for people to see them. We have new books. I believe we're the only shop in town that sells new books. There's a used bookstore that's really great on the Ave too, so we don't feel like we need to be in competition with them. They've got their great thing going on, and we're going to be all new books. We have spaces for local book clubs to gather, and we will actually be organizing book groups for people that are having a hard time finding their own. They will be structured a little bit differently, so rather than everyone reading the same book, we'll say if you like sci-fi books, you can meet up with other sci-fi book lovers this day and time, and you can all come and talk about the book that you're reading and why you like it. We hope to be a really great inclusive community space for people where they can come meet other people with the same likes and interests. We'll actually have a puzzle area too, where people can stop in and puzzle if they need a little bit of relaxation or if they're on their lunch break downtown. So we'll have a lot of options for people here. We are going to have a time set aside for local authors to meet up and get to chat with each other. like the book groups will do, but it will actually just be for local authors to come meet and support each other. We would like to carry as many local authors as possible. We would like to feature them in a way that highlights their books to try and get them sold for them. We would really like to do anything possible to support our local artists and help new ones blossom. So far, our store has been met with nothing but positivity from the community. There seems to be a lot of excitement surrounding it. And when my husband and I spoke about opening it, what we really missed was going to just Hastings and walking around and touching books, or any bookstore that we visit in another town. We love just walking around and exploring, and we missed that. And so we thought this would be a great community space for people to be able to do that. And as we've told the community about it, so many people have said they just miss going into a bookstore and being there and exploring and seeing the different titles, touching the bindings. There's something therapeutic about it. So yeah, the community has met us with nothing but positivity and excitement, and we're really grateful for that. Our grand opening is on Friday the 7th. We will be open at 9 a.m., but we will be staying open late that night for the First Friday Art Walk. So our first open day is the First Friday Art Walk, and we're really hoping to get a lot of extra people in here to see the space and to expose the artists that we already have scheduled to be up on our walls.
$58,000 has been awarded to Grant County nonprofits through the Pay It Forward Fund. The Grant PUD Community Fund encourages PUD customers to donate their partial refunds toward its campaign. Donations go toward organizations focused on essential living needs, technology, and education. This year's beneficiaries include the Moses Lake Boys and Girls Club for winter breaks and snacks, Grant PUD's Share the Light for assistance in paying power bills, Royal City Police Department for bulletproof vests for its canine program, and 7 different food banks around the county. When we come back, a Waterville man is accused of leading state troopers on a chase throughout North Wenatchee last weekend, and a free educational event at Wenatchee Valley College called Love the Planet will be held Monday in the McGuire Conference Center. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
A Waterville man is accused of leading state troopers on a chase throughout North Wenatchee last weekend. 24-year-old Juan Manuel Rodriguez Garcia was allegedly intoxicated early Saturday when he sped away in a pickup after spotting a Washington State Patrol cruiser near the intersection of 9th and Mission Street. Troopers say Rodriguez's truck was exceeding the speed limit and swerving as he traveled from North Wenatchee Avenue through the Old Station area before it was disabled by a police spike strip near Highway 97A and Euclid Avenue. He was jailed and appeared in Chelan County Court on Monday, where he faces possible charges that include reckless driving, eluding police, and DUI. A free educational event at Wenatchee Valley College will be held Monday, February 10th in the McGuire Conference Center. The Love the Planet event will host activity stations to engage participants in recycling, composting, and trail etiquette. Those who are interested are encouraged to use transportation such as Link Transit, walking, or riding their bike to the event. Participants will also be entered into a raffle for prizes after visiting each activity station. Join Wenatchee Valley College and Chelan Douglas Land Trust in Loving the Planet from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Mishi-Twee building. Coming up next, the Royal Court for the 2025 Apple Blossom Festival will be chosen in the selection pageant this Saturday. In tonight's feature story, we introduce you to Royal Court candidates Sierra Rodriguez and Deja Carlson. Light snow is possible in our area through Wednesday with a slight warm-up by the end of the week. I'll have your full local weather forecast coming up. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Remember when you could afford to have fun on two wheels without breaking the bank? Maybe you started on a Honda Z50 or a Trail 70 or one of the most popular Hondas of all time, the Trail 90. Well, Honda and Doghouse Motorsports are making fun affordable again. Introducing the Honda Monkey, the Dax, and the new updated Trail 125, all featuring fuel-injected 4-stroke engines with electric start. The best part of all, they are affordably priced under $5,000. Whether you're just getting started or you want to get back at it, Doghouse Motorsports has you covered.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all. You need the Kubota construction lineup. Right now, write it off a lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $4,000.
Hey, hon, would you run this around to the wash rack?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hon, what happened?
They shrunk the truck.
The all-new mid-size Canyon is now available at Sangster Motors.
This weekend, a field of 10 young women will be narrowed to the final 3. The Royal Court for the 2025 Apple Blossom Festival will be chosen in the selection pageant this Saturday. NCWLIFE's Eric Granstrom spoke with all 10 of the final candidates. Tonight, let's meet Wenatchee High School seniors Sierra Rodriguez and Deja Carlson.
First grade teacher, that's your goal, right? So why first grade and why teaching?
Well, I was originally going through a whole bunch of different things. Like I was like, maybe I'll be a nurse, maybe I'll be a baker. But I had an excellent teacher in first grade. Her name was Mrs. Greer. And she always confused me for my sister because we kind of have like similar names even though we look nothing alike. And I just remember I would always go back to her class and help her help volunteer in there. And I just loved that environment so much, and I love little kids. And I was like, I could do helping kids when I'm like older. I think that'd be great.
So that's like 6 years old. How do you remember so much about that first grade year?
I have no idea. Like, if you ask me, like, kindergarten, second grade, nothing. But, like, first grade, I think it's because I'm really good with songs and, like, lyrics, and she taught everything in, like, songs. So I remember, like, everything that she taught me that year, which is insane.
Okay, the ABCs and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. Signature baked good. If you say you bake, so, okay, if you're going to bake something for me or something, you know, you're number one. What's your go-to?
It's either going to be a chocolate chip cookie with sea salt, or it's going to be a vanilla cupcake. Just as simple.
Chocolate chip cookie with sea salt. Okay, the sweet and the salt.
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you come up with that on your own, or did you taste that somewhere and went, I want to make this myself?
Well, I used to work at a bakery for about a year, so then I saw them putting like the sea salt chunks in cookies, and I ate one day, and I was like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. I got to do that from now on.
So why did you decide, I mean, being someone who's not been in the Valley forever, why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom?
Well, my sister tried for it when, I think it was about 2 years ago. And when I saw her doing it, I was like, I don't want to do that. Sounds dumb. But I was also like in my angsty teenager phase. And then it kind of came to this year and it started rolling around, and I was like, I think it might be kind of fun, you know, kind of get myself out there. I love talking to people, and I just think it'd be really cool to like represent the Valley, you know, especially because I've seen it from a different point of view because I didn't grow up here. So I think it's really cool to put myself in this position, even though I never thought I'd make it this far.
Is there a part of this process that you fear the most?
Probably the speeches, you know, because interviews I'm good with. I love talking with people, and I love like conversing, getting the conversation in. But for some reason, memorizing the speeches, like I can totally do it. I've done theater, but when I go up there, my mind is blank. So I just worry that I'm not going to remember it, and it's not going to come out well. And I get so embarrassed when it doesn't come out well. So that's definitely my most scariest part.
You write poetry, you write short stories.
I do.
So if you were to write a short story about this Apple Blossom Festival process for you, how would that story read?
It would definitely start with me as a little girl, for sure. I talked about this in my speech in my preliminary, but it's super important to me. Like the Apple Blossom Fair as a whole has always been like a staple of my life. So it would definitely start with like probably me waking up as a little girl wanting to be a queen with a little crown sitting on my vanity.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah.
So also your bio says you want to go into sports neuropsychology. Okay, so what does a sports neuropsychologist do?
Yeah, so a sports neuropsychologist studies CTE, which is a sports injury from the brain rocking back and forth in the skull. And so that's what I want to focus on if I do go into sports neuropsychology. And so there's no cure to it right now, and usually it's hard to identify until the person is deceased. So one of my main goals, which obviously would be a long road, would be to find a cure or find a diagnosis for it. I find it super interesting because it results in personality changes for a lifetime. So it's a super intricate injury, so it's something that really strikes me.
So how did you even come upon that subject matter, and why does it mean so much to you?
Yeah, so my grandpa had dementia growing up, so that's what kind of sparked my interest into neurology as a whole. And then watching my brother play football throughout college and kind of watching us always be on the edge of our seats worried if he was going to get hurt. And then one day I took sports med in my freshman year of high school, and we watched Concussion, the movie with Will Smith, and that completely like switched something in me, and I was like, I want to go into this, and it really encouraged me to follow that path.
That was about the doctor that came up with CTE
Yes.
in the NFL, right?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Interesting. Why did you decide, you kind of mentioned it as a little girl, but why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom and do this process?
Yeah, I think it's super important to be a role model for those in the Valley, and I think that I myself am a good role model for those who are younger in the Valley, like especially younger girls who may not think that they are strong enough or bright enough to do things like this, because I always grew up kind of lacking that self-confidence. And now that I've gained that self-confidence, I think it's important that I share those with the younger generation, because it is a super fun experience, and it is something that I think everyone should do, or at least try. And it's been super beneficial for not only me, but my family as well, to see me do something that I love so much.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic Tuesday. Started off with a little snow flurry activity, just a dusting of snow around most of the Wenatchee Valley. A little more though as we check out our weather window from this afternoon up in the Lake Wenatchee area. About 2 to 4 inches of new snow fell up that way and made for a beautiful shot this afternoon. And we're not done with the snow yet. We still have a weak system that's pushing through where we could see maybe another inch of snow in Wenatchee. Same for Chelan, up into Omak about an inch, and maybe even Moses Lake, a dusting of snow overnight and into Wednesday. The big thing, that creates winter driving conditions, so be awfully careful if you're driving tonight and as you are traveling tomorrow morning. All right, taking a look at our temperature today, unofficially 27, 11 degrees now below where we should be for this time of year at 38. Our beautiful record high was set in 2018 of 58 degrees. This morning 21, 26 our normal low, 2 below our record low, and that was set in 1989. Sunrise 7:22 and it's set this afternoon at 5:08. Very close to news time, isn't it? Tomorrow high temperatures a lot like today. Lower 30s for the Columbia Basin, Moses Lake and Ephrata, 31 in Quincy, 28 in Wenatchee, and basically mid to upper 20s in Eniat and Chelan. A little cooler up in Omak, 24. Leavenworth, 26, and Cashmere's high tomorrow, 27 degrees. So yeah, we're going to stay below normal as we make our way through the week. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Still going to be on the cool side as we're just catching some of this very frigid air over in Montana. We'll see lows tonight, very chilly into the mid-teens. For Wednesday, cloudy skies. Here's our area of low pressure. It's providing the clouds moving up our way, and there is that snow shower activity for Wednesday. Once again, just a dusting of snow expected. Highs in the upper 20s for tomorrow. On Thursday, we'll dry out somewhat, but we're going to stay on the chilly side. Partly cloudy skies, so a smattering of clouds in central Washington for Thursday. Could be a little bit warmer, but still chilly with highs Thursday around 30. For Friday, then, things get better. Mostly sunny skies and warmer. Look at the clear skies in central and eastern Washington. We'll warm up, if you can call it that. I know Malcolm's laughing, but we'll warm up in the low to mid 30s on Friday. And then getting into the upcoming weekend, a mixed bag. Mostly cloudy on Saturday. We're going to stay cool with highs again in those low to mid 30s. For your Sunday, a little bit cloudier. We'll see partly cloudy skies, low pressure to our north, but a big area of high pressure out in the Pacific. So a mixed bag on Sunday, as I mentioned. Cooler as well with highs in the low 30s. And then as we kick off our next work week, we have another storm system that's going to park itself in southern Washington. That'll spin some clouds and some moisture our way, and almost the entire state will see some sort of snow shower activity on Monday. 70% chance for us with, once again, cool temperatures, highs around 30. Here's your 7-day forecast now. Overnight tonight, 16 degrees, 28 with the 20% chance of snow on Wednesday, 29 on Thursday, 17 the low both nights, and then we'll warm up a little bit for Friday and Saturday. Sunshine Friday and 33. Saturday, mostly cloudy, also 33 degrees. A little cooler then as we end the weekend on Sunday under partly cloudy skies, about 31. And then for Monday, cloudy, a 70% chance of snow and cool with highs of 29. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Ella Stemilt!
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
The
Wenatchee Wild continue a 7-game road trip through Canada tonight following a 4-2 loss on Friday at Saskatoon and a 5-2 loss Saturday at Prince George. Actually, it was Prince Albert. There we go. Wenatchee is in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan tonight to face the Warriors. This 2,600-mile journey means a lot of time on a bus and in motels. Austin Drade, the Wenatchee Wild broadcaster, says thankfully a lot of the boys went through a bout of illness over the holidays.
A lot of these guys did come down with a little bit of a bug. I think a few of these guys ended up missing a game or two because of that. So I think that that might have actually helped to get that out of the way before we go on the long road trip. But yeah, close confined quarters and a lot of time in the bus, a lot of time in the hotel. It can take a toll on the body. So we're keeping a close eye on that. I've been throwing back the vitamin C as much as I can. I know a lot of the players, I'm sure some of the staff have been as well. So it's definitely something we're conscious of and doing our best to stave off as we go through this long trip up north.
Moose Jaw has only 11 wins on the season and has the worst record in all of Western Hockey League. Austin says it doesn't guarantee a Wild win tonight, but there's a chance to take advantage of their youth.
It really is. Moose Jaw, like you said, is a team that's battled some youth this year, some new faces, still getting involved in the Western Hockey League and still kind of getting the lay of the land. But it's a team that I think has a lot of talent coming up. They're just young players that haven't gotten there yet. But you talk about some of the guys that they do have. Aiden Ziprick is one of the top scoring defensemen in the Western Hockey League. So I think that's kind of where it starts for them. They're trying to find their footing right now and find their footing early in games. They haven't scored the first goal a lot, and they haven't been able to hold a lot of leads once they do. So this is a group that I think, like a lot of guys on this Wild team, is learning how to win, and unfortunately, they're still in the harder processes of that learning right now.
The Wild are currently out of the playoff picture in 10th place in the Western Conference. The top 8 advance to the playoffs. Austin says that playoff push is on now.
I think that urgency is starting to hit right now, and I think that's a message that the coaches are getting across right now is, hey, we're in a playoff hunt right now, but in order to finish this thing off, this is a group that has expectations of going to the playoffs, and certainly being a playoff team is something that fans in the Wenatchee Valley expect of this group, and we expect of this group up in the office as well. But it's a group that needs to keep the focus on, needs to keep the detail on, and that's the message that the coaches are getting across to the guys. But I think the message is getting across, and I think the guys are starting to realize as they look at the standings, and you see Seattle picking up a win here and there, Kamloops and Kelowna playing a lot of teams up in Canada that they're battling with for playoff spots too. So it's a group that I think is starting to see the urgency. It's just a matter of can this group get the job done on game night and get those 2 points and get out the door and on the bus with a W.
Wild Hockey with Austin Drade can be heard locally on 560 KPQ Radio. There were a couple of basketball games in prep hoops last night. The Waterville Mansfield girls topped Cascade 61-24. The Cascade boys countered with a 58-50 win over the Shockers. There's a busy schedule tonight with Wenatchee making up its game from Friday at Sultan. Fred is visiting East Valley while Quincy's in Toppenish. Chelan hosts Lake Roosevelt while Manson is at Cascade and Bridgeport hosts Omak. 6 o'clock games tonight have Liberty Bell at Tonasket. Brewster's hosting Okanagan. Pateros visits Oroville. Etiat hosts Moses Lake Christian. Soap Lake travels to Wilson Creek. The boys' schedule starts at 6:45 with Wenatchee at Sultan. Freda plays at East Valley at 7 while Quincy's in Toppenish. Lake Roosevelt plays at Chelan at 7:15. There are 5 games at 7:30 with Omak at Bridgeport. Tonasket hosts Liberty Bell. Okanagan's at Brewster. Oroville hosts Pateros. Moses Lake Christian plays at Etiat, and Wilson Creek hosts Soap Lake. Well, the final matches of the regular season for the Big Nine are tonight with the regular season title on the line. We're talking wrestling here. Eastmont wraps up the regular season at Davis at 7 o'clock while Wenatchee is hosting West Valley. The undefeated Moses Lake Mavericks host the undefeated Sunnyside Grizzlies tonight, with the winner taking the regular season championship in the Big Nine. The district tournament is coming up this Saturday at West Valley. The top 3 placers in each weight class advance to Matt Classic. That's a check of sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.